Yo, here we are, live once again.
What's going on?
Janobi121 hitting us with a message already. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you.
Jeez.
Welcome on in, Shinobi21.
Hang on. So
Shinobi121.
there we go. I see us now.
And that message is I'm ready. I watched this one. Awesome. Good.
Okay.
This is a little bit different for us. We're picking a movie that's streaming right now on Prime Video for, well, if you have a subscription, you have Prime, it's for free. You don't have to purchase it or anything like that. Um Also,
But before that, hang on. Before that,
before that,
my name is Austin,
my name is Josiah.
and we are the
Shoopa
Super
doopa 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 cinema
Cinema.
bros.
Briggity Bros. Briggity
Yeah.
bro.
Doo-wop,
All
doo-wop,
right.
doo-wop. All right.
All right. As you were saying.
So yeah, Crime 101. This is the film we're talking about right here. Recommended, at least mentioned to us like a month and a half ago by our own communities. Keep it real.
Israel 2026.
Real 2026. Yep.
Good to see you, Genobi One.
Mm-hmm.
What's up? Don DeMarco.
Yep. I tell you, man,
Yeah.
you feel it. I could feel the soundboard coming out of you. You know, you already got pieces of it. It's slowly creeping in. You know,
Oh.
it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Come on,
All
guys.
right,
You
we'll
got you
get
got
there.
you got to get Austin to get this soundboard. You got to tell him we need the
Yeah,
soundboard, Austin.
we need the old early 2000 E-Bombs World soundboard
Dude,
from Rush Hour 2.
hey, I'm for it. I'm down for it.
Do
Mm-hmm.
you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Ain't nobody understand the
All right.
words coming out of your mouth. Yep.
You think you are
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea Clinton? All right,
All right. All right.
all right. Let's enough of the shenanigans. Let's go.
All right. Yeah. So, yeah, we're a professional channel. You know,
Yeah,
let's be professional about this.
super ethereal, guys. Come on. All right.
As I cheesily point at
Un-
this poster, like I do every episode, Crime 101.
all right.
It was it was only in theaters at one point in time, but you know these guys don't come out with another poster once it's streaming. I mean they could, but they don't.
There's
Anyways,
actually a couple posters for this. I just picked the one. I generally try to pick the most widely disseminated, widespread poster for any given movie.
okay, yeah, it'd be the most recognizable probably. That makes
Yeah, I
sense. Yeah.
generally go for that one.
So I'm sorry, guys. This poster is way too small on my screen. I do not know the name of the director, but whoever
Yeah.
that man was, I did notice that he wrote and directed this film. Okay,
Okay.
I did not recognize the name, so it's not like it's J.J. Abrams or something like that. That said, you look, you'll find out if this movie is worth checking out. Not in theaters
I mean,
anymore, and streaming, and just a little bit here.
Crime 101. Yeah. Crime 101. Double entendre much? We'll get into it. We'll get into it.
Also though, oh man, sometimes I don't like taglines of things. Sometimes I don't. I mean, look at this. Always have an exit. Someone. Oh, come on, bro. Come on.
It's fine. That actually works for this movie. It's fine. Um,
It barely
it's
works for this
cool.
movie. It just yeah. I mean, it makes sense. It's not like it's completely out of nowhere, but I don't know. I don't know. It feels like it's a joke almost. It's like a little what a pun. It's being witty. I don't know. I don't feel like that's the vibe of the movie overall. But anyways, doesn't matter. Austin, you want to go ahead and give us your speed run of this film, or you want me to?
All right. Well, first let's give our summary. Let's give our synopsis. We'll hang on.
Austin does not realize that it's been my life's goal to mess up the order of things when we're doing the podcast. I'll actually read this one. I'll go ahead and do it. Unless
You want to read it?
I'll read it. I'll read it. I'll read it. I'll make up for
Because you read it last week, right?
Oh, maybe. Oh, shoot. Oh, no. Did I make everything go away? Oh, no. I hope not.
No, I still see us on the stream.
Okay. All right. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Since I did it last week.
All right. Crime 101 follows Mike, a meticulous and disciplined jewel thief operating in Los Angeles. Uh-oh, we did disappear.
I think it was just for a half second. Yeah.
All right. Mike, a meticulous and disciplined jewel thief operating in Los Angeles, who carefully plans his robberies to avoid violence and DNA evidence, always making escapes via the 101. After a successful heist, Mike's carefully controlled world begins to unravel, and things become violent and unpredictable. As LAPD detective Lou Lubesnik begins connecting a string of unsolved robberies and closing in on the identity of the robber, Mike attempts one final score, making a certain recruit, and some other things happen. We'll get into it. The film explores themes of professionalism versus chaos, loneliness, and the moral compromises people make when the system fails them. The story examines what drives people to step outside the law and whether redemption is possible for those who've crossed that line. The narrative delves into questions about honor among criminals, corrupting influence and desperation, and whether two people on opposite sides of the law can recognize something of themselves in each other. Through its cat and mouse structure building towards ever-evolving stakes, the film ultimately asks whether there's such a thing as a clean escape and what we're willing to sacrifice for a chance at a new beginning. All right, so I engaged in some substantial edits on that because we'll get into it. Okay, so you want me to do my speed run?
Go ahead, man. Hit it.
All right. So right off the bat, should you go see it, go stream it, or skip it? See it, stream it, skip it? Well, by definition, the only chance you have to watch this movie is by streaming it. So by all means, go stream it. Crime 101 feels almost like an homage in some ways to movies like Heat, directed by Brian De Palma, starring Al Pacino and Robert De Niro and the late Val Kilmer. It has that kind of feel to it. It also kind of has like The Heist, any one of the Ben Affleck Boston bank robbery movies. It has that kind of vibe to it. It has a bunch of faces that you've seen before and a bunch of faces that you really haven't seen before. So it's got a good mix of like well-established actors and new faces, newcomers. Mark Ruffalo, Halle Berry, some other kind of B-list, C-list actors that you've seen in other films, and then a bunch of people that you're pretty new. Oh, also the guy from Saltburn. I forget his name. He's in there. I forget his name, but you have a bunch of well-known people. He's in the poster. You'll see it. This movie overall is a pretty decent movie. Does it tie things up in a nice bow a little too neatly and cleanly at the end? That's for you to decide. But the acting is fine. The pacing is good. The The car chase choreography is pretty good, and it does keep a certain level of suspense. So, is it the greatest heist movie you've ever seen? No, but it's a solid streaming movie. So streaming movie, and so yeah, go check it out. This is a really good Saturday afternoon, lazy Sunday kind of movie. So check it out.
Mm.
What do you think, Josiah?
Yeah, that was pretty nice. All right. Myself.
Well,
Okay,
thank
here we
you.
go.
Well, what did you think about the movie?
Sorry, look, I'm filibustering a little bit, leading up into my speed run. Let me stop. Okay, all right. Time for my speed run here. All right, so guys, Crime 101. This is a movie streaming on Amazon Prime. I think it's been on the platform for a couple months, maybe a month, maybe half a month or so. One of the top 10 movies, shows to watch at the time, so you'll be able to find it pretty easily. Let's get to the bottom of this. Is this movie worth your time watching on streaming? I think if you're looking for a movie on streaming, just about anything you're willing to watch something, just about anything you're willing to watch. You don't already have an idea of what specific film or show you want to watch, and you come across this and you think it looks kind of interesting, give it a shot. You know, it's not gonna blow you away. I don't think it's gonna wind up making you cry. There's a small possibility you may fall asleep during the film, but streaming, you pause it, you pick it back up later, you decide if you want to watch it or not. I would say, if you already are not intrigued by the story within the first, let's say, 25 to 30 minutes, the story is not going to change dramatically. The feel of the movie is not going to change so dramatically in the last half of the film, last 3/4 of the film, that you will wish you had stuck around. I think pretty immediately you'll find out what kind of film it is, the theme, the overall tone, the overall pacing, the level of acting, the quality of the storytelling, that after that 30, 25 minutes or so, you could just decide, okay, is this for me or is this not for me? And if it's not, just bounce up out of there. Don't think about it again. It'll disappear from the top 10, I'm sure, in the next couple weeks or so. You're going to find something better to watch next time you go around. Is it a competent movie? Yeah. Is it a movie like, I don't know, a Nolan film in which you feel like you have to watch it because everybody's going to be talking about it? Well, clearly, it's not the case because people aren't really talking about it like that. But like Austin was saying just a second ago, perfect film to watch on a Saturday afternoon when you're not trying to burn through your list of must-watch movies already. Back to you guys. See ya.
All right. So, before we get into spoilers, is there anything you want to say or address or anything?
Is there? There definitely is. Welcome on in, keep it real. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in.
Hey, good to see you, man. I think you were the one that recommended this.
Yeah.
For us to watch.
Keep it
so
real.
Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys make good recommendations, we will do our best to accommodate. And this time we definitely did. So, yeah, man, great to see you on stream, man. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Exactly. Always happy. So before, I think there are a couple things we could speak about before we get into the spoilers. Yeah, you did. It is a good movie. I mean, as far as the actual setting, look, going to the movie, I barely watched the trailers. I knew a little bit what was going to happen and kind of, that there was going to be obviously some sort of crime. I didn't know it was specifically a heist. I felt like my first thought was that these guys were going to be like working together a little bit. Did not turn out to be that case specifically, which is totally fine. But I didn't realize the multiple meanings of the title, that it was specifically going to be the 101 freeway going through LA, going up to Santa Barbara, I was actually pleasantly surprised by that. I am a native Angelino, as they say up in here. So I do appreciate a film that shows us a little bit of love. Um, Although surprisingly, I'm not a giant fan of La La Land, but you know, we can talk about it another time. Y'all can make fun of me another time if you want to. That said, yeah, it was cool. It was cool being able to be like, oh wait a second, I recognize these locations. Um, my wife actually, while we were watching the film, and they went up to, I think they called it like Houghton's or something, like one of the jewelry stores. She was like, "Oh, I think that's a place up in Calabasas," and surely enough, it's a place up in Calabasas. So yeah, we recognized a lot of the locales in this film, um, and it's always funny when that happens because like you'll see Mike walk out of a restaurant at some point, and we recognize that as like the arts district in LA. And we're like, I'm pretty sure that's not a restaurant he walked out of. That's just like an apartment complex. And the beginning of the movie, it's not even a big spoiler. It like starts in Santa Monica. He's like following somebody across to like again like downtownish area, and then he's like in East LA, and but like the direction and the timing of everything is like completely off. I mean, he could have been following him for like an hour, so I'm not gonna like hold it completely against him or anything like that. But to go from like Santa Monica to downtown LA, and then the guy was going like from East LA back into downtown LA, like the pathing didn't exactly make sense, and then he was like up north by a good like couple miles, like getting on to the 101. Yeah, just a little hilarious to think that like no, this where he's going, what path he's taking doesn't actually make sense, but it's fine, y'all. Most people don't know, you know. Same with movies that are like in Boston, like Austin's talking about. They could be you know, jump hip, you know, skipping all the way across Boston one way or another, going in a tunnel, going east and coming out of a tunnel, going north. Like we wouldn't know any better. So most people aren't gonna know. But yeah, just funny little details, little connection point, you know, if anything that we have with this movie.
All right.
Yeah.
The real question.
Did you recognize anything? Because you've actually traveled some of those roads.
I mean, a little bit, like from a bird's eye view. The real question is, what was y'all doing up in Calabasas?
What we're doing in Calabasas? I don't know.
Where the players play. Home of Brandon Boyd and Incubus.
Oh, fascinating. Okay. I did not know that one. I know we got a lot of famous people up around here. Yeah. I'm not one of the people being an Angelino. I'm not one of those people that are like, oh, Paul Giamatti lives in this house in Beverly Hills, and The Rock used to live in this house where he, you know, came up with his Terramana vodka or whatever. Yeah, some people might know those kind of details. I'm not one of those people. Oh, keep it real.
We got a numbers report.
Numbers.
Hang on.
All right.
I'll read this out.
Go ahead.
Oh, thank you for joining. Thank you for blessing us with this information. All right, so he says, let's talk about some numbers. $90 million budget, not including marketing. The gross worldwide, 71.7 million. It definitely fails in that department. Yeah. And unlike the VHS, DVD, secondary market that existed before streaming, where you can make a lot of that money back, sometimes all of that money back.
The second box office, as they used to call it, right?
Yeah, the second box office, exactly. That doesn't really exist anymore. Streaming is not providing that kind of box office at all that I'm aware of. I mean, there's some licensing, but that doesn't really
Oh yeah.
That doesn't really cover anything.
Like, do you think Amazon? like purchased the ability to like stream it immediately versus have it like rent and buy or buy.
Maybe I don't
Maybe.
know.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I have to think most of that budget was going towards salaries. You know,
Mm.
Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Halle Berry,
Mm-hmm.
what's his name, the guy from
Barry
Saltburn.
Keoghan.
Yeah, so I think a
Mm-hmm.
lot of that was just salary to get big names on the movie. Um,
Mm.
so you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so anything else we want to talk about before we get into spoilers? Because I
Mm.
actually I there I gotta have an armchair conversation with the fellas with some parts of this movie.
Oh, oh,
We got to talk about it.
oh! I knew it was coming.
It needs
I could tell. I could
we
tell.
need to discuss. I'm not saying there's good game in this movie, but there's just things that you as a man need to understand. You need to understand certain dynamics that are at play, and we need to dig into this.
Yeah,
So,
I know you do want to get to it. We will get to it. Okay, all right. But I mean,
all right,
look,
but is there anything else you want to talk about?
I mean, there's a number of things that we could talk about, but like that's not
I mean,
spoilers.
pre
So
spoilers.
yeah. Like, okay, I know you actually were pretty tuned in most of the time on the score, the scoring of the films.
Uh
Did this where's this land on your your vibe check of, I guess, how
It's
successful they
fine.
were? Mm-hmm.
It's not as like vibey as something from A24, but like it's appropriate for the film.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps
Oh,
it kind of at a somber, serious tone.
sorry, 1 second. Welcome in,
What's
Merrick
up,
Wolf.
Merrick?
How you doing? Yeah.
All right. Just a heads up, Merrick. Good to see you. The movie we saw, I believe it's rated R, so it's not for kids. Um, there's nothing that we're going to discuss in the film that would be particularly objectionable.
No, I don't, yeah.
Um, Not really,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, this is not a film for kids. So
It's actually relatively like low energy as far as
yeah,
yeah. Surprisingly, even through like some of the chases and stuff. I don't know. Maybe that's just how it came across to me. Um, so yeah,
yeah. So
not worth your time checking out Merrick, but maybe at some point in the future, you know.
right, yeah, but man, we appreciate seeing you on the stream. So good to
Yeah,
see you.
yeah.
All right. Okay, so let's
Oh,
anything that we
nice.
need to
Hitting
get
us with the
into.
emojis. Soup, sweet.
Oh, yeah,
No,
yeah,
you can stick around. Totally, feel
yeah,
free to stick around and hang out. Yeah, we're not telling you to bounce or anything like that, but
yeah. We
um,
just want to let you know this movie, it's not a kids movie, and we have to kind of put that disclaimer out, um, just so you know, and uh, anybody else that might be watching would be aware of that.
yeah.
Okay,
All
all
right.
right.
So,
Is there
beyond
anything?
score, okay. Well, I thought there were some nice cinematographic choices that they made in this film. I mean, I think they were pretty intentional when it came to compositions and the lighting. There are a few moments here and there where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I think they specifically designed this shot to look pretty nice with high contrast lighting and shadows and stuff like that. It's not a movie that tries to do that like constantly all the time, but even the beginning, how it starts like an upside down frame of the 101 freeway and like slowly rotates. You wind up getting a rotation like that later on in the movie as well, and I think overall like those moments do add to the narrative. Um,
A little bit of the ambiance, a little bit.
yeah. I mean, it definitely. I think the like pacing, the speed of that first shot, I think for sure established the overall like speed and like pacing of the film overall. Um, so it's funny. It's like if you can't make it through that first like minute of like the shot like rotating with the narrative
It doesn't
narration
fully
over it,
rotate though.
it almost does. Yeah, not fully, but it's still not like a quick scene. Like the scene takes its time
Yeah.
while there's a narrator describing what kind of saying things that kind of sound like inner self help inspiration kind of stuff. Um,
Right, and without, we'll
without
talk more
yeah,
about
we,
that.
we, we will talk more about that. But the
But yeah,
last thing I'll
overall the music
say,
was fine.
yeah, music was fine. Last thing I'll say within cinematography, uh, I think they tried to, and I think effectively enough most of the time, have fun like transitioning between characters. Oftentimes, having multiple characters or like separate from each other appear on screen at the same time, and then like transition from one character to another. So yeah, no, I think the director and cinematographer were trying to cook up a little bit of stuff that was artistic. You know, it wasn't absolutely completely straightforward. So yeah, I appreciated those moments. Anyways, we can jump into the spoilers if we want. So you can give us our.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are now exiting. We're getting on the off ramp to the spoiler free section of this movie. If you have not seen Crime 101 yet and you do not wish to be spoiled, please pause this video and come back and join us, or come back and join us after you've watched it. Come and revisit this episode, this live stream, and let us know what you think in the comics. In the comment section.
Mm-hmm.
But from this point on, we will be going into spoiler territory. So this is your mandatory, complimentary, obligatory spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. We are entering into spoiler alert right now. All right. Okay.
Mike's real name is James, right? Yeah. Something
Is
like
it?
that.
I guess, yeah.
I think it was
Um,
something like that.
Sure. All right. So I only want to talk about the game stuff, but like we can talk about like
Go ahead. Look,
like.
look.
Well, no. Like let's save that for last.
Sure.
What did you like
Okay.
about this film? What did you like about it?
I definitely did like the setting. Like I was saying, but yeah, as far as
Los
spoilers
Angeles.
go specifically, um, so I did wind up appreciating that they didn't try. This felt like the characters wind up feeling more real per se than not real. I mean, there is still a level of like ridiculousness in like doing heists, but I think they tried their best to make it plausible, and I don't think any of the characters came across as superhuman specifically, which I'm sure they had a little bit of that in mind, like casting Chris Hemsworth, knowing the audience has that experience with him being Thor. uh, I appreciate that he was a different character. He was a very different character than most of his other roles, where he's like very commanding, very direct, very assertive. Not that the character doesn't have moments of like being who he needs to be in the moment, being confident and all that stuff, but yeah, I thought I appreciated that like he wound up taking on a role that was yeah not the standard role that he's been having recently, which then in turn connects to my feelings on like I think most of the characters felt like they could be regular people, even if they were rich or accomplished enough. They didn't come across as like, oh yeah, they have specific plot armor. I mean, there is to some degree, but yeah, I like that they felt realistic. Um, that's the first thing. That's the first thing I like. I think cinematography, especially in the chase scenes that they wind up having, clear enough. I don't think they relied very much on like real shaking cam. They weren't trying to make every moment like hyper stylish to the point that like the chases themselves or the moments of the cars are just like he's frantically driving away from just having been shot at. It didn't feel as if they were trying to like hype up the moment into a like Fast and Furious sort of kind of experience. So it's again, it seemed like it was a plausible way for someone to be, driving around town at high speeds that he was, to the point where he was, you know, accidentally like half crashing into a car right before he gets to his drop off spot.
Yeah. Yeah, this movie kind of seemed like a mix between like Heat and like Drive.
Mm,
It's like you have those moments where like there's intense driving scenes, and I thought that was one of the strengths of the movie myself.
mm-hmm.
Now, the chases themselves are somewhat rooted in reality-based plausibility for the most part.
Yeah, yeah. He wasn't like drifting around in his vehicle. Like there were a couple moments where he like
A
slid a
little bit
little
of
bit.
drifting,
There's a
but
little,
like inertia-based drifting,
yeah. It's
as
not like
opposed to
they
like stylized drifting.
exactly like in Fast and the Furious.
It
They
was a
would.
Tokyo drifting.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but little Bow Wow was nowhere to be seen.
Hang on. All right. All right.
Because
Go
we're
ahead.
not in Tokyo. Anyways, yeah. No, it didn't seem like they had like wet
Yeah.
the ground
Hey,
specifically.
hey, funny enough, neither was Tokyo Drift. That was actually filmed in a backlot in Los Angeles. That's not even a joke.
Oh, it's so sad.
Anyway.
It kind of makes sense though, because I feel like a good amount of the drifting in that movie was like a parking structure or something. Anyways,
Yeah, actually, when you think about it that way, and when you remember that about the movie, the movie is complete trash. Yeah, most of this takes place in a parking garage.
I know, right? Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't know what the Tokyo skyline looks like. I don't know what any of the streets look like. They didn't have like did they even have the traffic like flopped compared to America? I hope they did at least. I hope.
I mean, there's one scene where he's going through Shibuya and he does like the drift
Yeah.
in the big crosswalk.
Oh, sure. That's right. Okay. That was their one of two shots in actual Tokyo. But anyways, yeah. Yeah, no, I felt like it was like more plausible than not. I mean, they was still pushed a little bit, but they didn't, like I'm trying to say, they didn't like wet the floors down so that his vehicle could like drift across an entire intersection or something like that. Anyways, let's catch up to chat real fast. Keep It Real was saying, I enjoyed the storyline. It was true on how insurance companies try to screw you out of your money.
It's true.
Man, I mean, I was thinking that. I was thinking that the whole time. Definitely. I definitely have not been in the position, though, where they were trying to sell an insurance, sell me insurance to the point where they needed to try to, like, bring in some extra hot lady or something like that. I don't connect with that level of richness or anything. Although part of me is like, are rich people really like rolling around with like 6 expensive watches and a fancy suitcase anymore? Is that how it's still going?
No. more on the hot girl. We'll talk.
Yeah, we will get to that.
Some of that's going to be partially commentary, partially opinion, and partially a requiem. We'll talk about it.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's coming. It's definitely gonna happen. All right. And then Keeper also said, Chris was a thief with a heart. Yeah, they certainly did go for that, and that actually does connect to maybe my second thing that I appreciate about the film. I think the writer specifically wanted to, and I do have a little bit of frustration with it, but still like it overall. Specifically wanting to write a character like that. He's not Robin Hood in that he's like giving the money away, but he does have the like, oh, I'm gonna take money from people who basically deserve money to be taken from them, and give it to myself, which which look they're winning us over because he desperately wants to have a normal life, but he's just like, by his upbringing, he's pushed to want beyond what is absolutely necessary to a fault. But there's a part of him that like just wants to be able to have a normal life, which we can talk about more. So yeah, they did go the route, he's a thief with a heart. They did go the route that he's competent but not like James Bond or something like that. So I definitely can appreciate someone writing a character that is like entertaining, good at what they do, but also has a number of flaws that make them approachable, watchable, relatable to the audience. Okay, Genobi21 hit us up with happy to see Mark Ruffalo leave behind the sleazy character he was in Poor Things. Oh man,
Oh,
100%. Yeah.
I hated that movie. That movie was repulsive.
he was sleazy in that movie, and then he was also in Mickey 17, as well as like.
Oh yeah,
Mhm. Yeah,
that's right.
he's had a couple movies back to back where he's a terrible person.
Right.
All right, sorry. Let me continue to try to catch up real fast. Keep It Real also said one cool part was when Ruffalo got the car in the end.
Yeah.
He was happy about that.
Uh,
I'm
yeah.
yeah, we'll cover that a little bit. I have mixed feelings on that one a bit. He also said, yeah, that movie wasn't a good movie. Oh, Tokyo Drift.
Talking about
Yeah.
Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, they definitely could have done without that one. I mean, they more or less did without that one in a lot of ways. Like, sure, they brought back Bow Wow in another film a little bit for was it 9 or 10 for just like a cameo, and then I think oh man, I'm forgetting the name of the Japanese guy. That
I don't watch these movies. Oh, you mean Ken Han?
Yes, Han.
He's Korean.
Korean, my bad. They brought him back also.
He's actually black and Korean. His dad is black. His mom is Korean.
Sometimes you don't know those things, like The Rock.
Yeah.
I sometimes I didn't realize The Rock was black either, with the same scenario, where his dad is
Yep.
black. Okay, last one. Keep It Real also said, the motorcycle rider was an animal. He liked to see people hurt because he was crazy. He was definitely crazy. Barry Keoghan is certainly a good choice for that kind of character. He played crazy
So,
in this. He
like-
played crazy. I mean, he's Joker.
Saltburn.
Yeah, Saltburn.
Oh, he's
And
playing the
also-
Joker?
Yeah, so in there's like what was it, ending credits or no, and a deleted scene I believe for the Batman, the last one with Robert Pattinson. He plays the Joker in jail. There's a scene where Batman's like talking to him in jail or something like that.
I saw that. I didn't recognize it was that guy.
And then the Banshees of Inisherin, I want to say he was like, it was pretty sad. He was a disturbed character in there too.
I saw that movie. I don't remember him in it. Which role? I
He
can't
was like the young kid who was excited to like be around and try to like fit in with Colin Farrell's character and stuff like that. And he had a crush on like one of the ladies. I think it was like was it the sister or something like that? It might have been Colin Farrell's sister or something like that.
Got it.
But he also had like a mental or disability. So he was like, he had a good heart, but then he would make some like really weird choices, and yeah, some sad stuff happens with him by the end of that movie. But anyways, yeah, okay. Barry Keoghan, he always winds up playing a character that's just not completely there mentally.
And I don't know if he can play any other. Like he's got a look that's conducive for those types of characters. I don't know if he can do other characters. I mean, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. If he has the range to do it, he'll show us. But yeah.
Which is fascinating, though, right? Because it's like we're so accustomed to seeing characters that are like evil or nasty, look kind of like decrepit or creepy or something like that. You think of like the Evil Witch or something with, the haggard face and boils and all that stuff, or a lot of villainous characters in a lot of media. We expect to like not look good or look off. I appreciate when they do that, but I also appreciate when they do the opposite too. And it's like a super clean.
He kind of looks like a cross, like a splice between like Edward Norton and Brad Pitt from Fight Club. He kind of looks like a cross between the two in a weird way.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
I'd never thought of it like that. But anyways, okay. we can get back
So, and
to.
what else did you like? And then we'll get into what we didn't like, and then we'll talk game.
Hmm. So I think overall, I thought that the movie was competent and maybe more entertaining than I was expecting in a number of ways. I think that the director being the writer of the film as well, I want to give him some credit that like the I wasn't clawing my ears out, over the dialogue. I think it was fine. It was good for what it was, and what it needed to be. I appreciate that he took chances. It's definitely taking a chance trying to tell a story from like three or so different characters' perspectives and like weaving
Yeah.
them in and out. Like this is definitely not easy to do. Like the easier, more standard way is like just to follow your protagonist throughout the film. Um,
Right.
so yeah, I like that. The director wound up taking the chance. Does it like always work? I don't know that it like works all the time. There are some moments where I just didn't want to see more of Mark Ruffalo's story. Halle Berry's story. Sometimes I was like, oh no, she's waking up checking her phone and she didn't have a good sleep. But I think, like as the film went on, like it did win me over in appreciating to like see their stories and especially bring their stories together. Um, so yeah, I think I want to see more from this director. I'm curious to see more writing from him as well, but might like it more if he winds up finding a writing partner. We'll see. I don't know.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, I would say that the idea of like the movie finding its crescendo through kind of narrative convergence between the main cast was
mm,
ultimately something that I was like, okay, this makes it interested and it keeps me invested in what's going on.
mm,
They're all heading to that hotel suite. What's going to happen? That kind
mm,
of thing.
mm,
And it could go down any number of ways.
mm,
Um,
mm,
I thought it was interesting that like where lines are drawn morally. Oh,
mm.
I wouldn't do this. Oh, I'm not gonna lie about that. But oh well, they're not really looking for these diamonds, so here you can have them.
Yeah, I think the
Um,
film wants to establish that these characters like have a perspective in which they operate from, like morally, but then the wants to challenge those ways that they are living by the end of the film. Uh, I don't know. For me, well, we can get to it again. I'll just say it now. I can understand why they made the moral changes that they did. I don't think it was fully satisfying for me when it happened, but yeah, we can get to that also. Oh, real quick, keep it real. Hit us with. By the way, he did see Exit 8, but sorry, he fell asleep. Interesting but boring. Uh, I get it.
yeah,
I get it.
hang on.
Look.
Uh, uh, uh,
Uh-huh. Look.
it didn't bore me in the same way. I didn't fall asleep, but I did find myself getting super restless and like feeling claustrophobic watching it.
Mm-hmm,
And I
mm-hmm,
just talked to somebody at work who saw it, and she really liked it.
mm-hmm,
Um, I didn't tell her how I felt about it. I just kind of let her talk about the things that she liked about it.
mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm.
and I mean, there are things to like about the film. Like we talked about it, but
Oh yeah, yeah.
for me,
Mm-hmm,
ultimately, the feeling I had, eh, it just wasn't for me. Uh, that's not me
mm-hmm.
calling it a bad movie. That's just saying it wasn't the movie for me.
I think that's really
And
what it is. Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't vibe with you.
yeah, it's a
You know.
technically competent film on
Mm-hmm.
that level. It's just the feeling it left me with isn't something I
Mm-hmm.
want to revisit.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for
So
sharing
yeah,
that, man. Yeah, yeah. Feel free to disagree with us or tell us your real feelings about things in one way, shape, or another. You will not offend us or anything like that. So no need to say sorry or anything either. But yeah, man, thanks for hitting us back and letting us know.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I had a conversation over the weekend with a gentleman who saw the movie, and he felt differently about it than I did, and so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was really interesting, productive conversation. All right, so back to Crime 101. Is there anything else that you liked about it? I feel like basically it was a competently, I thought the pacing was good. The pacing
Mm-hmm.
kept me engaged. Uh, I ended up watching part of this movie last night, and then the second half of it or so in between, like during the day in the morning for me, because that's when I had time. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was able to just kind of pick back up into it. I didn't feel like I had to go back and rewatch anything. It was just kind of a smooth, good, even pace. Didn't move too fast. It didn't move too slow. It was appropriately paced for the kind of movie that it was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I would say
Mm-hmm.
the perfect heist, that kind of thing. Nothing can ever be perfect because it wouldn't be an interesting movie. Or maybe it would be. It would just be anticlimactic if everything just went according to plan and perfectly. And
Yeah.
so
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Chris Hemsworth character, he he kept the mistakes, the blunders that he would have made to a real
Mm-hmm.
minimum.
Mm.
He wasn't making like obviously dumb mistakes. Um, there is a stroke of luck at the beginning of the movie where the guy has the gun and shoots but doesn't hit him,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like frozen, right? Because he wasn't expecting it. Um, that's an honest mistake that somebody can make doing that kind of stick up
Mm.
maneuver. That
Mm-hmm.
could happen. For my money, I would have like, let's say he like reclined to sleep and it was going down, and then he leaned back and he shot it. Like that would have been something that I would have done. And then he pops back up and puts the car in gear and speeds out.
Mm.
Now, I'm not sure why he felt the need why he had to drive so fast immediately when there was no alert or whatever. He could have just driven normally. I mean, apparently it didn't stop him from being caught on CCTV, the cameras, security cameras. They still
Mm.
caught
Mm-hmm.
him.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know,
I mean, they might
he
have.
could have just driven
That
normally.
might have been part of the reason why they caught him because he was driving so
That's what I'm
frantic.
saying. Like, yeah, I was like, man.
Mm-hmm. We,
I
we can
mean,
get that in the negatives in the negatives
yeah,
in just a
okay,
second here. The last thing I'll say in the
but
positive is
yeah,
I am sometimes of two minds when it comes to relationships in films, and this will segue into your section also. I the I don't know if one calls it romantic. Uh, Part of me is satisfied that he decides to turn around and change who he is so that he can be in relationship with. I don't remember what her name was. Part of me does wind up liking that.
Maya. I think it was Maya.
Maya. It was Maya because he wrote Maya on the note. So a bit of a sucker for that. Bit of a sucker for. Seems like something's starting to happen between Ruffalo and Halle
Hang
Berry's
on.
characters too.
Let the record show that this time I knew the name and Josiah didn't know the name. That is not normally how this goes. Just go ahead and put a little timestamp on that
Yeah,
one.
man. Uh huh. Yep.
Um,
At
yeah,
exactly. What was it? Let's see.
at the
Uh,
quack.
uh, oh man.
Yeah.
Okay. At exactly like I don't know, maybe 47 minutes. Austin
No, well,
remembers the name.
55 minutes. Let's say at the 55-minute mark, Austin knew the name of a character and clarified it for
Well,
Josiah when
time wise
normally the
55,
opposite
but
was.
run time like 47 or something. Anyways, yeah.
Yes.
Maya.
Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
all right,
Yeah. Yeah.
all right,
Mm-hmm.
continue.
All right. Yeah. No. All I was saying was yeah. Uh, look. It's L.A. It could have been way more depressing in a lot of ways. So like minorly, a little bit of a sucker that, you know, like these people's lives are going in a positive direction. A little bit of a sucker for it. So yeah, maybe that. Let's segue that into your section that you wanted to cover though. On
Okay, well, before we get into that,
okay,
let's
you
quickly
take it.
get out. Let's get the negatives out of the way. This
All right.
movie,
Oh
probably the
wait.
least.
Sorry. Pause. I think it's still in the positive. Keep It Real was saying. I think because the guy shot at him, shook him up, and he was just trying to get away. That was my
Right,
thought.
right, right, right.
That like, yeah, the adrenaline was getting to him. That he just like couldn't be calm.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
he
I
said,
totally get that. Yeah.
and then he also says, every man, including a cop and a thief, needs a woman in their life. look, you know,
Yep, we're gonna
Bible
talk about
says,
that.
"Man that finds a wife, you know,
Yeah,
it's a good thing."
it's not good for man to be alone. He who finds a
Mm-hmm.
wife finds a good thing. Okay, we'll
Mm-hmm.
get into that
Mm-hmm. Okay.
shortly.
All
Let's just knock the negatives out. My negative is this movie. Number one, there was like no cops on the roads, on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
This is L.A. Number two, there was a remarkable lack of traffic in the movie, except for the overhead shots. Now they weren't driving on interstate, so that's partially excusable. But even on the surface
Actually,
street,
not completely because where they get on the 101, I think, which is not too far from like Union Station. Now the time of day might have been okay for the traffic to be like what it was, but most of the time that section of the 101 is like the worst going through
I
LA.
mean, we're LA traffic is known for its gridlock. It's known for like constant states of gridlock all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so you can't really have, I mean, it's a negative in the sense that it's like it takes it from the sheer raw realism of the film, but there would be no movie if
Did
it
we
was like
want to see
realistic.
that? Do we want to see Gridlock? No.
You want to see Chris Hemsworth sitting up in traffic? No.
Mm-hmm.
Um. So
That's why the only traffic moment they show in the movie is when he meets Maya. You know, they're like, at least
right.
there's at least something positive that comes out of his traffic.
Sure. Um. I'll say like the very end part, like in one sense, like the little speech that Holly Berry.
Hmm.
Okay, so there's a couple things to unwind. Number one, I'm an 80s baby, so I grew up in the absolute peak height of like there was no hotter woman on the planet than Holly Berry.
Hmm.
That woman did not exist. Holly Berry was the absolute bee's knees. You ask any black man who their dream woman was, it was Holly Berry. I'll keep it real. I know you know this is true. I'm speaking God in the 90s.
In
In
the
the
90s.
90s, bro, Holly
Hmm.
Berry, my goodness. Like, oh, I mean, it hurt. She was so beautiful. She was gorgeous. She was like on L'Oreal and everything, right?
Hmm.
This is
She was in James Bond
before
film.
Monsters.
You
Yeah,
know.
she was a
Hmm.
Bond girl. This was
Hmm.
before
Hmm.
Monsters Ball, that role that she won the Oscar for, but like she kind of got smutted out on that role. Um, this was before her playing Storm in the X-Men
Hmm.
movies.
Hmm.
Uh, I mean, there was a point in time in the '90s. If you were a black man, I mean, she was mentioned in so many rap songs about like the ideal woman that you would want to be with, right? Holly
Hmm.
Berry, my goodness. So this is a requiem for that memory that I had of her as a kid, as like the ultimate expression of absolute beauty, black beauty at that. Um, I'm getting older, and Holly Berry apparently she's 53 or thereabouts, right?
So
That's the
keep it
name.
real is actually saying she's still gorgeous at 60. Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's 60 now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, let's get into that. Like, yes,
Oh wait, you're
uh,
gonna have to repeat the last 5 seconds.
um, Holly Berry is still beautiful. Uh, I know it sounds super messed up to say, especially for her age, but it is what it is, right?
It's just
Um,
reality.
I didn't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it said 53 in the movie. I was like, all right. So my it's a weird thing because like she's older now, but the woman that was replacing her in the office, again, I'm not. She is
Mm-mm.
no Holly Berry.
Mm-mm.
Um, and so I felt kind of conflicted when she goes up and finally gets all this frustration off her chest and
Mm-hmm.
gives her little speech and everything. It's weird on multiple levels because like there's the memory I have of her from the '90s,
Mm.
and then there's the fact that she has gotten older, and the movie uses that as a plot device. And she's talking to a younger woman, but the younger woman is not.
I was actually
It's not Holly
surprised
Berry.
that they led in that direction with that character, because when I first saw that character show up, like the new girl, that was not on my mind at all. I thought it,
Yeah.
I didn't know that they were
So
playing her for her looks when she showed up.
yeah. And again, shout out to that. I'm not. Oh gosh, this is. Oh, I can't go back. Like I can't retract. This is a live stream. Like I. Okay, but like she was cast a certain way, and whatever. And you know she gives this whole speech and just storms out and like leaves it all super awkward and you know drops a huge grenade on her way out. It's just it's conflicting on a personal level for a couple different reasons. Um, because Holly Berry is still beautiful in this movie. Don't get it twisted. Don't sleep on Holly Berry. Um, they tone her down. You know, at some point she has a certain point she has like a black eye or maybe two black eyes. But
It was just sleep, you know, like her inability to get good sleep was, you know, causing
that too.
her the darkness in her eyes, but
Darkness
that's
under
just
her
normal.
eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So okay, so there's that. Um, was it Nick Nolte? Was he the old guy that? Yeah, so
I
Nick
guess
Nolte's
his
in this
name was
movie.
Money. I did not catch that, but
Yeah,
yeah, he was
he's in the movie.
he was the handler guy that I assume was the one. Yeah, he says that he basically taught Mike everything that he knew or whatever.
Yeah, he's a bad guy, but like you
Mm-hmm.
know, he was doing business with him, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Good role.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting him to get some kind of comeuppance at some point.
Mm-hmm.
That
Before
didn't happen in the movie.
Before you move away from Halle Berry too much, though, Keep It Real was also saying she knew how to wear her hair short. You know, it was good. Strictly Business, I guess, was a movie that she was in, and then yeah, I definitely do remember her being cast in Catwoman. I don't think I ever saw that movie.
Yeah,
It
she
made
won the Golden
sense.
Raspberry for that award.
Yeah,
She won the Golden Raspberry for worst actress and for that role.
yeah. It definitely
Um,
made sense
but
when she was cast in the role, but the film that she was given, yeah.
yeah, so yeah, she makes a blunder, like a totally understandable blunder in the beginning of the movie where she said, "Hey, that's your daughter." Oh, that's actually my fiance. You know, and then that's why she didn't get the deal. And then the other girl kind of scooped in and like, you know, came in. So I was like, okay, you know, that guy with the billionaire she was talking was kind of a creep anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like getting all close to her, shooting the gun, even though he's got a fiance. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Um,
100%. So the movie does have quite a few. It's like built on cliches in a lot of ways.
oh, I'm sorry. The thing I was gonna say about
Mm-hmm.
my whole point in saying all that was like
Hmm.
the whole like the trope of like the feminists walk off.
Mm.
I was like, eh. Um,
Mm-hmm. She was lying about it also afterwards, like you know.
after she had just committed gross larceny, I'm like, eh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Your moral
Oh,
grandstanding
yeah,
brings
doing
me to
yoga
a
at the end
calling.
and all everything. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, no. Like her moral grandstanding about how bad the company is when she was, you know,
Sure.
about to get hers,
Yeah,
committing
yeah.
larceny. If she had done that speech first and then like contacted him, Chris Hemsworth's character, to do the robbery plot heist, whatever,
Hmm.
maybe. But you know, like uh, I don't know. I feel like Hollywood's kind of done the feminist outrage walk off trope to death, and I was like, okay, whatever. Uh, I mean, what she was saying was facts. You know what I mean? In terms of like her, what happened to her at the job, and what that new young girl can expect to, you know, in terms of treatment from the men there.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah. So anyway, but it was just kind of like a well-worn trope. I was like, okay, whatever. And the way it was timed, it was just like, well, you just committed larceny, so I don't really take you seriously. You were trying to get over on them anyway. You know what I mean? So like, whatever. You know?
Was that after she was like helping the heist happen? That was, wasn't it?
Well, yeah. So she
Yeah.
got
Mm-hmm.
the breaking and entering, and then
Mm-hmm.
she got spooked and told the cop, and the cop protected her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, now, we'll talk about that in the game seg.
Okay.
We'll talk
Sure.
about that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I was just like, like I don't know. I feel like we that's been done before, and it's like, all right, whatever. Otherwise, there's not a whole lot of like negatives. Um, the end part where it's like he drove out like 357 miles outside of Los Angeles at the he's on the I'm guessing he's on the 101 or the one,
Mm-hmm.
what do
Mm-hmm.
you call it, the Golden Coast or
PCH. Yeah. Pacific Coast Highway. Highway.
Pacific Coast Highway, or is it the
Mm-hmm.
Big Sur or something like that, somewhere thereabouts.
I
I don't know if it's Big Sur specifically, but
yeah. I
one
could.
of those areas on the California coast. And then it's like
Mm-hmm.
he's driving back to LA for what exactly? The whole point was him to leave. Like, why are you coming back? And then at the end,
Because
it's like, oh,
he's
he's trying to
taking a
get his
chance
girl.
because of a girl that he loves.
I was a bank robber. Things went sideways. Still want to make this work. It's like, all right.
We got to be careful who
Yeah,
sees
like
us around town.
that's so when I said yeah, the billionaire and his wife know, and the cop, they all know what you look like.
Mhm, mhm.
Like, so I don't know. Like, it just felt like if he was going to make the effort to actually get back into her life, all that stuff would have to be sussed out. Otherwise, you're just tying a bow on things too neatly right as the movie ends. And I'm like, eh,
Mhm. I get it.
that's too
Mhm.
convenient. It's too easy. It's too emotionally like giving the audience what they want in a way that's like, no, yeah. Um, so yeah, I didn't really like that.
He did also go
Oh, I
back to
mean,
give the cop the car as well.
yeah, I'm like, oh, we're
Yeah.
good now because you let me
Mhm.
get away, so you can have my car. It's like,
Mhm.
all right, well, I mean, he's still got to register this thing and like
Okay.
details.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. So we're in the negative section, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So, yes. All right. This is why I was thinking that I do appreciate the director and what he did. I think there's a level of competence within his story, entertainment, uh, overall. But I'm hoping that potentially he winds up like partnering with somebody on whatever next story that he winds up doing because
Chat GPT.
oh
Chat
my
GPT.
gosh, oh no, oh
He winds up,
no,
Google Gemini, Claude by Anthropic,
oh my gosh.
screenplay GPT.
When he shows up with the next movie and everything's airtight but then heartless,
Yeah.
emotionless, we'll understand why. Anyways, yeah, yeah. No, as far as the like, yeah, I can appreciate what he was doing. Like, so okay, I feel like overall his goal for this movie was not to tell like the sexiest, most amazing, most intricate, intriguing heist with as many twists and turns and mind blowing kind of revelations as possible. He wasn't trying to do an Ocean's movie. He wasn't trying to do like I don't know, Goodfellas or anything in the genre of like executing crime on like a high level that technically surprises the audience. Like I don't know, 21, Catch Me If You Can, whatever it is. He was wanting to tell a story strictly about people that have specific morals and ways they live their life, a spectrum between the various different characters, and try to push them all to a point in which they decide to or not abandon or at least change or bend those morals that they have. So, like with Chris Hemsworth character, in a more technically sound movie, and it's got to be difficult because once you make a character like way too competent at something, then like the path of bringing up challenge and difficulty into their story, I think then becomes even more complicated. So if he was, to be honest, if he was somebody that was able to execute apparently like I don't know, almost like a dozen or so other heists along the one freeway over the years that were virtually all perfect, and there was no blood, there was no violence, like it went down technically correct almost every time. I would think that he would be prepared for way more scenarios going wrong than not. And it felt like even with that first one where he almost gets shot, like he just lucked out that the guy had terrible aim at 5 feet away or whatever, and doesn't get just shot in the face or whatever. He seemed to like not really be that capable in that situation. He didn't feel like he was somebody that like had done this a dozen or so more times before.
He had just
So
been like batting 1,000 up to that point.
I know, and that's kind of like the writer wants you to believe that, like, oh, maybe he was like never in this specific scenario, like. But I don't know. At the same time, like he's also the guy that is just he's able to, I mean, execute all of the different ones. Like he was the guy that I guess was planning out all the different heists at the same time, and he's the guy that like when Halle Berry's character is talking to him, like immediately assesses like, oh, that's too many guns. There's too many opportunities for things to go wrong. Basically, um, the level of risk is too high, and then he can't really handle doing one heist, like one holdup. Like he follows the guy fine enough, but then once there's one single hidden gun in the scenario, like he winds up like dropping his gun like off the people while he's in the car seat, allowing the guy to like pull the gun on him, and which happens later in the movie as well. Like he, this is what I'm saying. The guy is both simultaneously, I guess, amazingly competent at being a criminal, but and also amazingly competent at like keeping violence from happening in the scenarios. But then at the beginning of the movie, I gotta be honest, I thought he was playing a character who was like doing this for the first time and like stumbling his way across doing this heist, holding somebody up and all that stuff. So I don't fully buy that like this is someone that's been doing it for 10 years or something like that, and has been stealing millions of dollars across the 101 freeway.
Yeah, I feel like he should have just been tasing people. Like
Yeah.
once he got what he needed from him, tase them, knock him out, and then just drive away.
Yeah, it's same thing winds up happening with Barry Keoghan's character. Like he catches them in the convenience store, and then his way of dealing with it is just like telling him not to do it, like don't show up. It doesn't feel like it's planned out. It doesn't feel like this is how someone would execute that that scenario. I would think, okay, he could stay the peace lone ranger character that the policeman thinks he is, but still, like, I don't know, put him in the back of his vehicle and like drive him out to the desert, or I don't know. I think there was like a much more reasonable way, probably a number of more reasonable ways of handling that scenario with somebody that is like not only following you to your
Yeah.
home, but following like your clients to their homes. He's posing a gigantic threat to his whole operation, showing up everywhere that he like. That's almost a worst case scenario. Like I kept thinking he was gonna follow his girlfriend to her home. Obviously, he followed
Yeah.
Halle Berry's character to where she was at. Yeah, I don't know. So his level of competence, I'm split on it. I'm very split on it. Like there's the like make it realistic. There's the realistic thing that I was saying that I liked about the film earlier, but then there's also this the movie's telling me he's really good, but he's not executing things
Like
well.
convenient incompetence.
Yeah, and then similar thing happened with Halle Berry's character when she winds up calling out that guy's fiance, saying that it's his daughter. She's supposed to be this master, analyst of scenarios, and
Right.
like that's the first thing that we see her do. Like, come on, there's
She didn't know that.
yeah, my first guess when that girl was walking up was like, okay, she's looking like one of his toys, you know, at best.
Yeah.
That's walking around. I was definitely not thinking that was the dude's daughter. So that's what I'm saying. It's difficult when you try to write characters that are so good, but then they just then
Like
inevitably,
one gigantic blunder.
yeah, inevitably you have that happen. Now I think that makes more sense. Like, okay, like I said, with Mike driving away, like Keep It Real was saying with Mike driving away, you just got shot at. You just your adrenaline's going, your body's going in a crazy way. I can get it. You can't control yourself to like maybe speed out of the parking lot, but then move at like normal speed like across the road. That does wind up making sense to me. Like it was just going. He just couldn't do it. But at the same time, he's someone that's done this a dozen times. Mm. It just causes me to pause a little bit. It just causes me to like
Yeah.
my suspension of
Like,
my belief in the character that they're showing me is not being fulfilled specifically.
yeah, it's like have you ever heard of the idea of like Schrodinger's feminist?
Hmm.
You
I've
know,
not, but it's
depending
like,
on what either she's an
hmm,
empowered boss babe or she's a victim of the patriarchy. Which one is
hmm,
she? Whatever the situation, whatever best suits her agenda for the moment is whatever she will choose to be in that moment.
hmm,
So if she
hmm.
needs to be an empowered boss babe who don't need no man, then she'll be that. If
Yeah.
she's a victim of an oppressed victim of the patriarchy and male sexism and misogyny, then she'll be that. You can't be both. They are diametrically opposed. So you'll be whatever, suits your needs
Hmm.
in the moment
Hmm.
or on the circumstance.
Yeah.
In the same way, this would be like Schrodinger's bank robber or,
Hmm. Yeah.
thief
Yeah. Yeah.
or, savvy businesswoman.
Insurance
It's like,
analyst. Yeah.
insurance
Yeah.
analyst.
I don't know if that was a
You know,
real regular title, but yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean.
because like Mark Ruffalo was like, "Is it fun to be that smart?" Well, apparently not during that interchange.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
It's
Yeah.
like uh, Schrodinger competence. When the plot needs you to be competent, you're competent.
Mm-hmm.
When it needs you
Mm-hmm.
to blunder, you blunder.
Yeah. Yeah. And let's
And
also
that's the
say she
yeah.
for someone that like just got beat up and threatened by Kyogen's motorcyclist character. I don't know. I don't think she. I mean, okay, going to the police makes sense. Going to her contact police friend makes some sense. Um, I don't know, man. This guy's been just like broken your place. He's been like potentially following you around and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, going to the police it probably makes sense, but I would think that that would be like something that the guy would have told you not to do. So, mate, would she have
Right.
done that? Like,
That kind of didn't make sense to me. It's like
mm-hmm,
you're already in deep. Why would you admit to a crime
mm-hmm.
to a cop? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
um
And then sort of after that, she's just kind of like strolling around, going to yoga, and like I don't know. I don't think that she really is confronted by like all the stuff that she's just doing. She kind of just
yeah.
skates by, and almost does nothing for the rest of the movie. But I will.
Message.
Yeah, let's get to some messages real fast. Uh,
Okay.
so Keep It Real was saying regarding the director, I think he needs to start with a smaller budget next time and do better with it. Yeah, yeah, probably. Hopefully he gets the opportunity, but yeah, based on the data you gave us, we'll see. Might not happen. He also said, I think it became real to him because somebody actually fired a gun at him, and for his next job, he was still a little shook. Yeah, it did carry over. I saw that. I think I like that. I definitely like that. I appreciate it. So he's trying to figure out how to figure it out again. Yeah, there was a little bit of a reset kind of thing that he was going through. Um,
Mhm.
Even the modern day woman needs to go to the police. It is no, it's true. I mean, but like in that moment, I don't know. Maybe it makes sense, but maybe it doesn't make sense. Like this guy just he's potentially following you. Or I guess she maybe just doesn't realize that he was following her around. But like he knew so much about her. Yeah, I guess it happens off screen, but I would have assumed he would have told her like, if you go to police, like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But maybe she's intelligent enough to be like, oh, I don't care, I'm gonna go to the police anyways. Maybe. Okay. Because it got real to her. She was scared. She wasn't expecting it. Yeah, she definitely wasn't. Yeah, so again, it might be, with adrenaline going, making a decision that's not like completely well thought out. Uh, she was looking at going to prison. People who are looking to go to prison don't want to go to prison, especially when they've been living in a good life. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that does make sense. I kind of think we so that would mean they would have had to establish Ruffalo's character as like someone that she was completely trusting in, or like at least mostly predominantly trusting in.
Yeah.
So yeah, possibly. Yeah, it's possible, but he did have that awkward moment of like walking away from her in conversation, um, like when they were first talking. That I don't know. Yeah, that policeman. If I was talking to a policeman and they just like awkwardly walk away in the middle of conversation, that they would lose some points in my book as far as competency.
Okay. All right. Enough with the small talk.
Okay,
Let,
okay,
us. I think I covered most of my negatives.
okay. Let's get to the meat and
Come up with something.
potatoes. What you
All
want to
right,
share? Yeah.
gentlemen, let's talk shop. Let's talk again. All right, now this movie, I wouldn't say that it has good game, but there are things about the game that you need to be aware of. All right, so let's go all the way back to Mike, Chris Hemsworth, and Maya, the girl that crashed, that bump, that fender benders him, right? Um, Now he's super awkward, right? He struggles to make eye contact, and he's super awkward. Under normal circumstances, those would be negatives, right? Those would be negatives for attraction. Um, but in this case, he's Chris Hemsworth, and so
it's so true. It's so true.
yeah. So
Yep.
so his awkward social incompetence and inability to make eye contact codes as mysterious. Do not take away from this film, gentlemen. Do not take away from this film. You can just be weird and awkward with a girl, and you'll get the same results. You can, if you are at the level of attractiveness as Chris Hemsworth, right? If you
Dude,
want the genetic gene pool,
mm-hmm.
that will serve you well in the short term.
The movie did
right?
an amazing job of showing the moment where they were checking each other out, and we're like, like they showed him
Right.
look at her and be like, oh, and then they showed her
Right.
look back and be like, oh.
See, he was getting play despite his soft social skills
Yeah.
and shortcomings on raw animal attraction. You know what I'm saying? So there's good news and there's bad news. The bad news is if you didn't win that genetic gene pool, then you can't play that card. The good news is you don't necessarily need that card. There are dudes way uglier than Chris Hemsworth pulling girls as hot or even hotter than Maya. Maya is the super cool like girl next door type, right? She's the kind of pretty that may not be aware of how pretty she is, right? She's the kind of pretty that maybe wasn't pretty in junior high, and kind of blossomed into prettiness in college and afterwards. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't have that like, she's a good California 7, right? But she was probably a 4 or 5 in grade school up through high school. You know what I'm saying? You look at those yearbook pictures and it's a rough story. You know what I'm saying? But as she got older,
the braces can
then,
throw some people
she
off,
blossomed.
man.
Huh?
Braces can throw some
Oh
people
yeah,
off.
the braces, the acne, all that stuff, right?
Yep.
Just normal kid stuff, right? But now she's kind of cutie pie, right? It's like she's a solid California, let's say 7.5 maybe, And so, Chris Hemsworth is Chris Hemsworth, right? He's a traditionally attractive on the Fibonacci scale, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And more women than not will find him highly attractive and desirable based on physical attributes and characteristics alone, right? So just understand, if you got that going on for you in the short term, and the movie even hints at this, in the short term, you can coast off that. If you don't have that, then fellas, you gotta step your game up. You have to create a visage of a person that is um kind of an unanswered question. You see, again, in his case, he's good looking, so his incompetence coded was reinterpreted as mysterious. Men, you just need to be mysterious on your own at whatever level of attractiveness you are vis-a-vis how women how a plurality of women will view you. You just need to learn to be mysterious and carry yourself a certain way, right? So what you may lack in terms of like Chris Hemsworth good looks, you can make up for that in other ways. So, gentlemen, stay on your game. Better yourself. When I say game, I mean like better yourself. The game of life. You need to be an
All right,
unanswered.
you gotta repeat the last 5 seconds.
Ah, okay.
So you gotta be on your game. The game of life.
Game of life. Yeah. So you need to work. You need to be an unanswered question. You need to be mysterious on your own. You need to carry a certain aura, vibe, whatever you want to call it, about you. You need to be everything that he is, but encapsulated, embodied in your personality, in your presence, in your posture, your gait, how you carry yourself. You can totally get the same results that Chris Hemsworth gets, um, without his, physical attributes. Okay, so there's that. Um,
Keep it real
yeah.
throwing in. He says, "Make her laugh."
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's the other
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, he was again. He didn't answer. He didn't answer a lot of questions. He didn't have he didn't have a whole lot going on, right?
Bro,
But that kept her guessing.
yeah. He was giving us so little detail. I was like, man, yeah, this man is getting away
Yeah,
with
so he
murder.
kept her guessing. So guys, don't be that guy that just shares your whole life like you're doing yourself a disservice, you're doing her a disservice. Women want the emotional this, you know. Listen, I was in a staff lounge with a lot of female coworkers, and one of them was like, "All right, tell me this thing so I can get mad about this." They're just looking for things to get mad about. They want to feel something. They want to have emotions. They are governed by their emotions largely. Um, Especially young women are largely governed by. They want to feel something. A guy that's stable but doesn't make her feel anything is going to code as boring. Now again, this is game for the short term. You can be mysterious in the short term. Long term, stable relationship. You're gonna have to transition out of that. You still need to, you still need to be a challenge. You still need to be an unanswered question. You still need to make her feel something. You know, um, you you don't need to take on the burden of solving her problems. If she wanted her problem solved, they would have been solved. She wants to feel it, guys. She wants to feel something. You need to make her feel something. You're not going to logic her or common sense her into attraction. It doesn't work that way. You can wish that it was, or you can start dating dudes, but like you got to make them feel something. Okay, so
Quick pause for a half
he,
second. Welcome in, Matrice. Hey, how you
what's
doing,
up?
fam?
What's up, Patrice?
We have been talking about Crime School for a little while. This is
This is the game section.
the school of romance right here.
This part is for men of culture, men of refined taste,
There we go. That's a better way to say it.
partakers in the forbidden fruit. No, not really, but like Yeah. Okay. So let's move on to Mark Ruffalo's character, the detective. Right. He's kind of running game too. It's not okay. So he's basically divorced. So he's divorced, right? So like he's not
Oh
cheating.
man,
His wife was
bro,
cheating.
did she call him out
Um,
on that like in the most rough way? Oh man. Anyways,
he wasn't cheating. She
no, no, no,
was.
not cheating, just being separated. She was like
Yeah.
trial separation. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
dang,
yeah.
like you saying that to someone like right away?
Right.
Wow.
So Holly Berry had two men in the movie running game on her. One was covert, one was overt. Chris
Mm-hmm.
Hemsworth game was overt. Hey, listen, I know all
Mm-hmm.
about you. I'm trying to get you to do. And she hemmed and she hawed. I would never do that. Blah 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 blah. She
You're
did
a
it.
you're a terrible person. You should know that.
She did it. But Austin, she said, yeah, women say a lot of things. At the end of the day, if her actions, if this doesn't correspond with this, then you can just boop, and just pay attention to this. She did all that yapping, and she still got down with the program at the end of the day. She got down with Chris Hemmer's program. She posted that picture, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
He put her on instruction, and she
Which
followed
by
that
the way, I'm
instruction.
like, I thought he wanted her to post that picture of like the location to meet her there. I was wrong. I was wrong. It was
It,
just like
it, it was it
just
was a
do a
picture at
beach
the
pic. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
beach pick. Yeah.
Yeah.
First, she went to the police officer and did exactly what he told her to do. You stay at my place. Hey, make yourself at home. And it's not dirty macking, but like he was kind of playing. He was just kind of playing it his own way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a little bit of a vibe between
Mm-hmm.
them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And his eye, he was maintaining eye contact. He was keeping it a buck with her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it fun to be that smart? But he wasn't saying it as a compliment. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's another thing. Call these women out on any, like, don't be afraid to call them out on any of their shenanigans, like immediately on site. Don't be afraid to do it. uh, yeah, don't be a pushover. Say what you got to say.
There's a way to do it in a loving way. Yeah, that's not like yeah, you're not trying to like demean them or anything.
Okay, so about that, there's a way. Okay, you said, yeah, there's a way to do it.
No, I'm
Listen,
saying the way he did it. He wasn't trying to do it in a way that was like he was, frustrated with her and wanted her to feel bad specifically. He was calling it
right
how
now, he
as
was
he
just he
saw
was
it.
just he was just talking real with her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's why it resonated.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so be sincere, be genuine,
Mm-hmm.
but don't be afraid to be stern, and don't be afraid to be like, put some meat on the bone, if you know what I'm saying. Like, if any kind of shenanigans, any kind of behavior that you don't want to see any more of, call it out. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
keep it
okay to
real. She
disappoint.
definitely wanted the $3 million to ride away with.
For sure, for sure, for sure. But she might have been. I think it's subtly implied that there might be something between Holly Berry and Mark Ruffalo's character that might
Mm-hmm.
develop over in
Mm-hmm.
time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
The sad thing about $3 million, though, as I was thinking about it, it's like, oh man, I don't think that's runaway into the sunset money necessarily anymore for someone that was probably
if you run
getting
away
like,
outside of Los Angeles, if you run away to the Midwest, you'll be
I
fine.
guess, but she looked like she was probably making like $500,000 or something a year, maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, so that's
So,
only a few years of her pay. She was definitely gonna, yeah.
oh, that's the other
Anyways,
thing. A lot of women love to be lied to. Year after year, they told her, "Oh yeah, no, no, we just wait till January. We just wait till January." She's been there for 11 years. Watch other people, because they want to feel something. Sometimes the truth is boring, or it makes them feel bad, makes them think that they don't want to feel. I'm not advocating for lying to women. No, if you got to do that, then just go find someone that you don't have to lie to. But you still gotta make them feel something. Um, yeah. So there's again, there's not game in this, but there's just things you should be aware of. Again, you're looking at the effect, not the method or the means, because the method or the means is being Chris Hemsworth or being Mark Ruffalo. Two guys that, are generally considered conventionally attractive, right? Now, Mark Ruffalo's character is he's basically designed to be a little more scruffy, a little more frumpy. You know,
Yeah, but
he's not.
he doesn't come across like he's ashamed of it or anything like that. It's not something that's
No, he
holding him
carries
back.
himself.
Mm-hmm.
No, he carries like again.
Mm-hmm.
He's got more like down the street swagger than Chris Hemsworth does. Chris Hemsworth just has like outward good looks, outward, and he's in good shape. Obviously, he's Thor, right? He's in good shape.
Ruffalo's character was willing to do what he wanted to do, because
sure
he even put together that whole, board pitch basically to the crime department that his partner didn't want him to do. Like, he was not trying to, appease people.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, don't be a people pleaser. Don't be afraid to stick out and to be disliked. That does, yeah, like especially with the women, like, I,
Keep it real, saying bottom line to this movie was all about game.
kind of. Chris Hemsworth had like he couldn't even make eye contact. He struggled with eye contact, and a lot of guys struggle with eye contact. That's like it's something that you can overcome. You just gotta work on it. But yeah, he was very very awkward, and the only reason he wasn't a creeper is because he was Chris Hemsworth, right? So another thing is like, don't 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 act like him because he was not functional. He was not competent. He was just coasting off external good looks.
100%, dude. That date, he straight up lied to that woman about coming to that place multiple times, and then and then and then she was like, "I have this rule. I'm about to bounce," and he's like, "No, actually, I've never been here before," and she stuck around only because he's Chris Hemsworth. Only because. The movie wants to say she stuck around because he was being honest all of a sudden and being relatable. That is not the case.
I have this rule. I never break this.
Honestly, when she was getting frustrated with him about not being transparent and clear, the only thing that was sticking in my mind was you had your moment. You knew what this was, and you decided to stick around. I'm not feeling bad for you in this moment, in one way, shape, or another.
Women are not making rational, common sense. No, they're making emotional, hormonal decisions and then backwards rationalizing it. So, like, oh, do I want to see you again? I don't know, maybe. Stop. It's all a lie. Like, stop listening. Just stop listening. Just pay attention. Don't listen with this. Listen with this. Listen with these. That's all.
She could have stormed out of that date, and then once he asked her at the car whether they're going to have another one, she'd have said yes and then got in the car. Same as it happened.
I mean, his whole apartment was one giant red flag.
Oh man,
the family, like she's outlining everything that this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, is a walking red flag.
Yeah, this is basically like Vanessa in Kingpin in Daredevil. It seems like she doesn't know what's going on, and then when you actually get to the conversation, she knows 100% what's going on. She's down for it.
Yeah. So, listen, if a girl is rocking with you, if a girl really likes you, the level to which she will meet you halfway or more than halfway, forget about it. It's a done deal, right? And if she ain't digging you, then there's no amount of like no. And even if you could, do you really want to have to do all that? No, cut bait and keep it pushing. charge it to the game, to quote Tariq Nasheed, and keep it pushing. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So there's game, but
Yeah.
it's like it's not like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, do what Chris Hemsworth did. Like don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you do have natural good looks, um, no, develop yourself as much as you can, with the understanding that if you do that, you're gonna scare off a whole bunch of women. They're gonna be super intimidated of you. If you if you have his level of good looks and you have like, you know, actual real life Chris Hemsworth social skills, because Chris Hemsworth in real life is actually quite well liked by his co-stars, by the people that work with him. I've seen videos about like the things that he does well. Like, you know, he's very physical, he's very warm, he's very touchy-feely. You know, he is a very approachable, likable person in real life, as opposed to the character that he plays in
Mm.
this movie.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
So
yeah, be that guy.
yeah, exactly. So pulling it back to the characters themselves a little bit.
Yeah,
Kenobi 121 was saying Mark Ruffalo's character seems like he was okay just knowing he was right about the kind of person Chris's character was. He didn't need the folks at work to believe him. Yeah, yeah.
right.
Him believing that he was following the Lone Ranger, vigilante more ish almost, or you know, thief with values. Yeah, he was so sold into that, which is obviously why he winds up helping him escape at the end there and covers up the murder that he just committed. Which, by the way, um, he's definitely going to be struggling with that for a little while. The movie kind of glosses over it, but well, definitely glosses over it. But yeah, no, he's definitely going to be struggling with having just murdered somebody. Um, defensively is maybe going to make it easier, but I think he'll probably struggle with it anyways.
Yeah, is
Keep,
it murder if it's in self-defense? I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, the
yeah.
guy
I
had a
mean,
gun pointed to him.
yeah, yeah, sure. I mean, but it's still taking the life of somebody. Like this guy was kind of a kid. You know, he was not doing the right thing. He had okay. So when he catches him in the convenience store, we're kind of to believe that like he lets him go. He gives him a chance. This is his moral code in the way he works. Does it mesh with being a thief? I don't think exactly, but that's part of the reason why he's the main character and he's got this flaw. Like there are things about him internally that don't fit with his desires as his career, which connects to what Keep It Real is saying. Also, main reason why he was awkward was because his main job was to be a great thief, and he had to focus on that. And you can't have a woman in your life if that's your main focus. If that's your main focus is to be a good thief.
Right.
So yeah, we could see that he was able to turn it on, be a persona, be a character, be suave James Bond with Halle Berry's character when he's working the game, working his job, but then when he's trying to be his regular self, he's almost a no face nobody kind of a character, almost, but not fully. And then Keeper also says it's about discipline. If you're going to be a great thief, you got to have discipline. So this is true. The one thing that this movie, like I was saying, this movie is trying to do though is show that this character, his belief is that what will satisfy him is getting to a certain financial safety threshold
Threshold.
that he
Yeah.
believes it's then going to be enough. He's going to be aware it's enough when he gets to that threshold because he wants safety. He wants his value in a way that he didn't experience growing up because he grew up poor. He grew up in foster care, right? Probably, I think so. So yeah, he's trying to fill a hole that he thinks is only achievable through a financial benchmark, and he's actually pretty straightforward about that. But through the relationship with Maya, he comes to find that that hole is not financial; it is relational. So even though he's aiming to be a great thief, he's not actually fully built psychologically to be a great thief because that's not what would truly satisfy him.
Yeah, because he's not a sociopath.
Yeah. Keeper also saying, not to get too off topic, when you look at the town, the movie, oh yeah, with Ben Affleck, You have to have focus and discipline. Yeah, I mean, and that's I don't remember the town well enough, but I think classically things are
It had
going well. Like
Jeremy. What was it?
Jeremy Renner,
Jeremy. Yeah,
maybe it might have. Yeah, yeah.
it did. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, typically these stories like we catch these characters in the moment in their life in which something causes them to make a change that goes counter to the discipline and focus that they had before, which then causes
It's such a
things to
chain
unravel.
of events.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So for him, for Mike in this movie, it was the relationship with Maya. In addition to not being cut out for it, potentially completely to begin with. But yeah, 2010 movie. Yeah, I remember when that came out.
Yeah, it's a pretty good movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
Oh, and that was the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
When when Mike first texts Maya to ask her out on a date, it is the driest text. Like, yeah, you bumped into me. I was wondering if you would like to go out to get dinner with me.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, having a good text game is fine. I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying don't do it or whatever. There is an art and a finesse to like effective text messaging. And now, like, listen, there's apps that can help you with it. Listen, no shame in anybody's game, right? I'm just saying, like,
Until you
he
need to
had
be that
no.
person in person, there's a certain
Well, there's
get
a.
too far. Yeah.
If you're just creating a fake persona and
Yeah.
then you're gonna meet up, that's a problem. Don't do that. Don't be fake.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a way to be your authentic, sincere self, and still text effectively and be engaging and fun and challenging and all that stuff. There's a way to do that. All I'm saying is that he did not do. He was very direct, and he had no game. And I'm saying if a girl likes you, like you kind of don't need all that. Again, this is all short term. This is to get her, to keep her. If you're serious about like a real relationship, uh, that's where Mike would have fallen apart really quickly. Mike and Chris Hemsworth's character, because he was like a blank slate in so many ways, and you can't ultimately feel safe with somebody in a meaningful relationship. Again, if you're just like if you're just hitting the club scene or you're just doing whatever, that mysteriousness is gonna work for you, for chance encounters, one night stands, just very quick transactional intimate encounters. I don't recommend that. That's not healthy for anybody. It's not good for men. It's really not good for the women. Um, the consequences are dire for both. Consequences are probably going to be even more dire for the women. Things aren't equal. It's not fair. It's not the same. It is what it is. I'm just telling you what it is. I'm not saying what it should be or whatever. I'm just saying um, a guy can rack up a high body count and it's not good. He's going to pay a price for it, but it's not as severe as a woman who does engages in the same promiscuous behavior. What I'm saying is his social incompetency is okay in the short term, but this is not conducive to long-term relational, foundational building for a real relationship that would, head towards marriage, long-term commitment. And so, um, yeah, so don't do what he did, but understand that why it worked for him or his the character. And so just be aware of what's going on. That's my main point in the game. And then on Mark Ruffalo's character, same thing. Um, he's a little bit soft spoken. It feels like it in some respects, but he keeps it a buck. He never he never sugarcoated anything with Holly Berry's character. Talked to her, he sustained eye contact. He had the control to not act on any kind of impulse he may have had in the moment that he could have acted on. Um, he had desirable qualities as well. They were just different than Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, yeah, just some things to be mindful of.
Mm-hmm.
Take from it what you will.
Yeah.
Apply it to your own circumstances.
Yeah. I wish the movie covered. This might be one of the last things I say, honestly. I wish the movie covered what was then going to happen with Money, I guess his name was, the handler. Um, so far, the movie
Yeah, that's what
showed
I'm
us
saying.
nothing.
There- He didn't get any kind of comeuppance. He didn't
Mm-hmm.
get, his just due in any way, shape, or form. We don't know what happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is he gonna send another hitman to get rid of him? Because now he has to. Because now his cover's blown
I
or
mean, he
whatever. He's
probably
made a fucking
effectively has
machine.
all the paperwork to get Mike, thrown into jail for life, also, which is a
Some,
problem.
or I mean, I don't know that people in that business are keeping a whole lot of paperwork per se, but maybe some circumstantial evidence. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but more than that, like he could send somebody to take him out. You know what I
Again,
mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's bizarre. I'm not sure why. I don't know. Are they trying to? They're trying to insinuate that this guy, yeah, he was probably some sort of competent thief himself. Found that like to continue on his business, he needed to like find some proteges or something like that.
No,
You don't think money was this?
no, no. Josiah, stay tuned for Crime 102.
Oh no. At least just skip to 201. I don't want to. I don't want to go incrementally
There
up.
it is. There it is.
Oh
Wait for it,
man.
Josiah. Just. You gotta be patient.
Ah,
Crime 102.
no. All right,
Yep.
so keep it real, saying, will he just go out and recruit and teach some other scumbag how to be a thief? That might be what he does. Yeah, it might just continue on. I don't know. It's a crazy thing to think that like Mike is walking away, and Mike is this guy's like complete. I don't know, lifeline, not lifeline, but like Mike is a tool for this guy. That's why he wanted,
Yeah.
the motorcyclist to go out there and probably kill him or something like that. In addition to taking the money.
Or
For
do the jobs that he was no longer willing to
Yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah. I mean, what are the chances this guy's like, well, he didn't get killed this time. I'll just go let him live his life and move on. I don't know. Anyways, just things that I thought about, by the end of the movie. But if Mike got thrown in jail, he'll get himself thrown in jail as well because Mike had paperwork on him. Um, yeah, that might be the case. Yeah, so
Yeah.
wanting him to
There's
be
also the whole.
killed is probably a better option for him.
There's like the two subplots around Mark Ruffalo's character, his partner who was kind of getting tired of being his partner. It didn't really amount to anything.
No, yeah.
And there's like
His job.
LAPD.
Essentially as well.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and LAPD is super corrupt.
Yeah.
Um, Water's wet.
I,
Like, I don't know. Like, what do you want? The sky's blue.
I know, I know,
Um,
I know. With him though, part of my thought was like, was he gonna be able to continue his job like having? I guess he protected the rich guy,
oh,
even though he killed somebody. He killed
yeah.
somebody.
There was
Like,
the plot hole of, they shot the guy that hadn't drawn a weapon, and
mm-hmm,
either they planted a fake weapon on him or whatever. But my whole
mm-hmm.
thing is like, there's CCTV cameras all over the place,
Yeah,
especially in a major
yeah.
metropolitan area. Like, how did they ever think they're gonna get away with it? Oh, all the footage is gone. Oh, that's suspicious. Who got rid of all the footage? Oh, like that would have unraveled really really
But they're
quickly.
probably
Unless
saying if the footage is gone, the footage is gone. Like, what are you gonna do? You know?
unless unless the district attorney office is either that corrupt or that incompetent. Right, Keystone Cops incompetent. You know what I'm saying?
So
So
I think based on how cliche they made that cop just shooting that dude right of a sudden, right immediately coming out the building, I think they probably would also say yes. The everybody involved is just as corrupt, and essentially
yeah,
his what Ruffalo's chief was like. You got to play by the game. Like you would have been in my position if you didn't play by the game. You got to start playing by the game, or you'll be out of it. Um, which makes me wonder, like with him, I guess he protected the client, but then killed somebody. Like, how, like what happens with him? Like that, him killing somebody, is that the way that they get him like forced into a retirement? I don't know. It seems like that could be a possibility.
yeah. I mean, once you start polygraphing people, then like the truth is going to come out eventually. Like
Yeah.
again, unless everything is so completely corrupt, in which case, like, why not? Why even bother with trying to convince him to lie? Just
Hmm.
put him on leave and like I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. No, keep it real. No, I'm not thinking that the rich guy's gonna say anything. That's a whole nother thing. Like the rich guy could go down a whole avenue of like he will eventually find that his diamonds are missing and like probably try to get it back through illegitimate means or whatever. But no, I'm just thinking the fact that Ruffalo has effectively killed somebody could be one avenue for his police chief to get him like yeah, forced retirement or something like that. But I guess he didn't care if he kept a diamond or two himself, which leads into a whole slew of other problems of like how they're actually
Yeah,
going to sell that stuff and yeah. But
yeah. How is Holly Berry gonna gonna cash in on those diamonds?
yeah.
Who does she know? I don't know.
So you're saying okay? So Keep It Real's thinking that it's just a closed case since they got the killers dead.
Yeah, basically they
Maybe,
got
maybe they
yeah.
could be
But I
satisfied
was
enough that maybe.
But like Halle Berry can't walk into a jewelry store and get those things appraised,
Mm-mm.
and then walk out with a lump sum of cash.
Mm-hmm.
That's not.
I guess if we're gonna continue on the path of like everybody being corrupt, one, it is depressing that Ruffalo did wind up flopping. I have to say, I'm a little sad that that wound up happening. I get it. He was being screwed over in his business. It's worse than her. Her flopping is bad, but she has her justification, even though she had her word of mouth on the quality of person that she was trying to be. His flopping hurts a little bit more. But yeah, I guess if him being a policeman, if everyone's corrupt and he knows corruption, maybe he's the one that knows how to sell those diamonds.
Yeah, then why even give it to her? Why not just give her the cash once she sold it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
end of the
and,
movie.
and I know. They just wrapped it up. They just threw it together, like you were saying. The bow tie is a little bit too clean than it probably should be, but this is
Yeah.
yeah. That's why. Is another reason why I'm saying this director needs to partner with somebody else for writing with his next project.
I'm telling you, man. Ocean's 102. Whatever, bro. No, bro.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Anyway. All right. Is there anything? I think we've said everything we need to say about this
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been our review of Prime 101. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Austin.
My name is Josiah.
We are the Super Cinema Bros. Please, if you would, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified for all of our latest and upcoming live stream movie reviews. What do we have next week?
First,
I believe we got
Genobi 21, Joby 121, Keep It Real, Merrick, Wolf, and Matrice. Thank you for joining. Thank you for contributing to chat. Giving us an awesome movie discussion experience as always. Yeah, we appreciate you guys.
yeah. I think next week we got Michael,
We
right?
got Michael. We got Michael this week.
Like Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan.
And then,
Tyson. Jackson.
yeah. Then,
Jordan.
let's see.
Game 6. Flow so hot. Anyway. Dun, dun,
It's all
dun,
right.
dun,
You're having a good
dun, dun.
moment.
Dun, 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 dun.
I actually don't remember. I remembered a little bit ago what was next week, but yeah, we'll.
I think it's Michael. The 24th.
No, so this next Monday, yeah. For next Monday, we're gonna watch Michael. Looks like Anthony Mackie got a new movie out called Desert Warrior as well. It's kind of interesting, but it's the same time period, so we won't be covering that next week. I don't know, possibly the week after. What's happening? Let me look at the calendar. So 27th. Okay, so it's May. Okay, May 1st will be the next one. Oh, okay. May 1st. Hmm. There's a possibility that we're watching Devil Wears Prada 2. Possibly. Y'all ladies better tell your lady friends to join us for that movie if we wind up doing that movie, alright? There's also a horror movie coming out that week as well, but it's a little bit lower on our... I don't know. Austin already shared with you guys that, yeah, horror is not necessarily his genre. I'll watch it every now and then, but sometimes I need a break. I think I might be in a break time period at the moment, but we'll see. And then the week afterwards, I think, is Mortal Kombat 2, which, yeah, hopefully is just a lot of video gamey fun with good laughs and cool action.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat far less, but definitely Street Fighter.
Yeah, that trailer's looking nice. Mm-hmm.
Again,
seems like they're understanding the assignment of keeping it cheesy.
Yeah. So. All right.
Thank you. Keep it real. Yes, appreciate you saying that it was another good one. God bless you too and your family. Yeah, we got Michael this week. We'll definitely be talking about it Monday. Please watch it, guys, and come on back. Tell us all your thoughts and feelings. I'm going to be deferring to more people as much as I do enjoy Michael Jackson. I was a little bit younger during the 90s to be as aware of how amazing things were at that time period.
Austin, don't worry, I got you.
Austin's definitely got me for sure. Yeah. I'm excited for this.
All right. So, yeah, I guess with that, we will sign off. God bless you guys. May the Lord bless and keep you. May his light shine upon you. May his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May he turn his face towards you and give you his peace. You guys have a wonderful week. We will catch you on the next one. Take care, you guys. Peace.